Well, here we go again, guys. A new tutorial video for a new update. This is mainly going to be for new players, but I'm going to actually cover quite a different couple things in this tutorial. So I have never played this. This is my first run through of the new updated tutorial. So we're going to click OK. This window is active. You can move it around the screen. Okay, and then tab releases a cursor. We get that. So that puts us here. Now we can walk. So setup. I gotta talk to the guide. So if I hit tab, I can put the cursor away, lock it back to the screen. Stay out. It's to differentiate between Stalker Online, which is the client-based game, and Stay Out is the Steam-based game, in case you're wondering. They do not share the same servers, so if you're on Stalker Online, it has different servers than Stay Out, and there are, the EU and the US one server. A couple things we're going to talk about real quick. So this is going to be like a tutorial for new players, but I am going to touch on some of the updates and some other things in this game that have been changed around. So starting off, everything in the screen for the most part is interactive. We can move this around. Our mini map is going to be in a different place because I like to tuck it away over here in the side. Same thing with our weapon slots. Here's our name, and so our health bar, below it's our stamina bar. Our hot bars we can rotate through a different number of hot bars, so you can set these up for different loadouts. You can have a PvE, PvP, a specific farming loadout. This little house symbol is actually a effects bar, so it can get pretty long. So this little house is over here, but I've had it all the way out as far as the name tag, and it's got things like it'll show you if you got radiation, bleeding, all types of different effects will stack out, and I can move this around. The mini map has the game time on it, has this little hide feature, so if I want to collapse the map, I can do that. It's got these little buttons down here, so I can go bring up emotes. I can bring up my friends list. There's a bunch of different stuff on here, and if I hit escape, it'll clear out most of that stuff. Or you can open these different windows by using the keys. So if I hit I, it opens up my inventory. If I hit P, it's going to open up my crafting. U is going to open up the equipment slot. And then if I hit K, it's going to bring up my skill tree here, which kind of looks like something out of Skyrim. I think they stole it from that, with the stars and everything in the background. But so we're level 1, just started, but we got 1,000 XP. Okay, that's kind of weird. Down here in the corner is our reset, so we can build our character a different way. You get a maximum rank of 150 is the new max rank. And every time you rank up, you get a point for each rank you go up, and you can spend these different points on different little perks. So this is 1 perk point, and then if I click up here, we can see this costs 2 perk points. This one here is a level 4, 3 perk points, and level 5, 5 perk points. So different perks have different ratings. You can build different loadouts. And what is it? 50? I think it's 50. 50 points per pie wedge. So the maximum you can unlock is 3 of these wedges completely, or a combination of each, since the total points you can get is 150. So you can never fully unlock this tree. You just have to kind of develop your character for what you want to do. Is you get the ability to have up to 3 alt accounts, so you can build out a PvP character, a PvP character, or I say PvP twice, PvE, something like that. I'm dumb. Or, you can go into the upgrade and have a character that's a dedicated medic or a dedicated repair guy. And it'll tell you the different things over here on the side. Let's see. So we've covered all that, how to open different things. Let me jump into this menu right here. So this is our equipment slot. So we can see different pieces of equipment take up different slot spaces. Some vests will take up 3 slots. Other vests will only take up 2. You want to be mindful of that when you're buying clothing. Down here we have our gadget slots for different items. Now, when you're building your character, why do I got the Gorka 1 pants? Damn it. Okay, so I kind of screwed myself. I always get the Mabuta pants. If you get the Mabuta pants right out the gate, the Mabuta pants have 2 gadget slots, and then the jacket has 1. So I don't know how I screwed that up. But it's nice having that extra gadget slot right out of the get-go. But so that kind of does it for that. Our inventory over here, how many slots we have in our inventory, our weight, maximum weight, how much money we got. We can delete items. So if I got some junk I want to get rid of, you can hold it over top of this trash can. It'll delete it. I can filter by turning these different tabs over here to filter all the crap that's in there. Now, when you first start out, I'm using a 10 by 10. You will not probably have a 10 by 10. If you hit escape and we come in here to options, and I think it's in interface settings. Over here we can see store size, and then map size, inventory size. If you're playing on a higher resolution monitor, like I'm using a 4K monitor, you want to turn this all the way up to 10 by 10. That way you get that big inventory, and it doesn't take up a whole lot of them. Move this back down over here. So usually I put the mini map there. I put the mini map right here during PvP. There's no compass in the game, so M brings up our map, but the map is always north, south, east, and west. So if you're going to be doing some kind of PvP, just have your map. Your map is basically your, compass, so north, south, east, west. If you're trying to do call-outs, he's to the east, he's to the west, is really just the best you can kind of do using your mini-map. That's most, O is for clans, if you're in a clan. We have our crafting, kind of covers. N is for night vision, but that only works on the night vision scopes. C is crouching, basic stuff. Let's talk to this guy. Normally, you can read through the dialogue. I'm just going to run through it. Normally, I skip this part in the tutorial, but they've actually shortened it up quite a bit. So I'm going to start doing part of this. He's just showing us how to climb. And then we're going to crouch under a log, because we've never played a MMO before. And he is... So we gotta stop and talk to him, I think. I'm with you. So I'm about to skip this. We're gonna go down through this road. He's basically gonna try to guide us through this valley up to these warehouses. And we're gonna end up getting into a warehouse. He's gonna give us like a VOF. And a bunch of spiders are gonna attack us, and you're gonna pass out and wake up in the next map. But, yeah, so just, you can skip this tutorial at any time with this skip tutorial up here. That's what we're going to do. We're just going to skip this part. Like I was saying before, so F11 is your friends list. And you can also, you have a block list, but all it does is just prevent people from speaking to you. And this loading screen is quicker, or it's fairly quick. Okay, so this is new. Normally, looks like they overhauled the graphics on this map a little bit. Normally when you spawn in the past you would spawn here at the warehouse, because we cut through this valley and then came up here, and you would spawn at these gates. In this updated tutorial, now we're directly spawning right here at Vladimir Lynch's village. And if I hit enter, we can see green text is quests, items that were added. So General, that's general chat. So if I type something down here, it's going to be localized, and everybody in this general area is going to see what I'm typing. We have clan chat, group, PvP, whispers. You can customize these. You can add new tabs. You can break these tabs apart and have different windows. So you can have a fight input window, a window here for talking to your clans. You can customize the colors and all the information, the transparency that's here. So there's a lot of stuff you can do. Change that around. This little symbol, this is a no PvP zone, so we don't have to worry about other players killing us in this second part of the tutorial map. It's going to run us through like the basics of how to play this game. Open up our equipment. We're going to start out with a Nagant revolver, and then if it has red text, it is a quest item. So they're going to give us a knife. That anti-rad was given to us by the guide. Right click on this, and we're going to click read. So we got a quest complete for that. And it's going to give us some information here about some stuff we got to do. Let's talk to Vladimir. Now, one of the new updates that they've added, I'll shut up so you can hear it. The actors now speak to you. It's kind of basic. They don't read all of the text, but you know, hello, goodbye, how are you, stuff like that. So it's nice to see that they finally added a little bit of voice acting into it. You can go ahead and read through this text, but I already know what he's going to say. So I'm just going to speed through this. He will buy certain loot, but for the sake of brevity, I'm just going to skip through some of this stuff. You can open up a trade option with him, and he'll buy different flowers, and you can get different items from him. I don't usually buy anything from him because he's just a bandana. It's kind of work pants and cotton gloves. They're really useless things. Let's hit R, and we're going to start loading our revolver. And there is alt look in this game. Oh, really? From up here, this is a well. We can drink. We can fill our containers. We have a key, so let's hit J. If we open up our journal, plans, events, diary, familiarity. So Vladimir Lynch, every person you talk to, their name will start coming down this list that's right here. It's going to show us available quests, current quests that we're working on. I can click detail to get more information. Over here is a filter option, so we can filter different quests by locations. And we should be working on getting the warehouse. So here are different quests that we currently have. Anytime you get a new quest, this little red dot will show up, showing you that it's a new quest. Vladimir Lynch gives us the key to go to the military warehouse. We got to make a campfire. Key to warehouse, talk to the swamp people. So I can go through here and I can read these different things. So I'll do campfire and tracking. I'll get a window that'll pop up over here, and then weapon and warehouse. Again, I'll do tracking. So give us a little heads up in that corner so we don't forget it, or you know, kind of lose track of what we're doing, have an ADD moment or something, you know. So that's that. Let's see, we have loaded our revolver. Let's go to P. We got to craft a campfire for one of our quests. You'll see it should update with some green text. That'll go away. I've leveled up. And we'll go click kindle fire. If it's green, I can kindle the fire. There's some maps where it's too windy or in a snowy environment we cannot place a campfire. It'll tell you. Our campfire burns fuel, so if we look in our inventory, if it has a little fork and knife, it means it's an edible. If it has a flame next to it, it's something we can burn. So as the fuel burns down in this campfire, I can drag items, throw burnable items in there to replenish my fuel. It starts us out with a log. Bandages are made out of cloth, so we can burn those. These little icons only show up when you have the campfire window open. Down here is your final result. This campfire is private, and people cannot just reach in here and steal my shit. If I want to allow other people to use my campfire and interact and take items in and out, that's where I click down here, allow everyone. Take all cooked food out, and take all just empties everything out of the campfire. Later in the game, you'll get cooking pots and different tins you can use to cook different meals. The pots have different advantages. An airborne pot can only make a 3-charge meal. A tourist pot can do a 6-charge meal. And then you have different ingredients to make different meals. These different meals do things like increase your stamina, increase weight carry, bleeding resistance, all sorts of benefits to these different meals. And we're just waiting for our food here to cook. You can see it's coming along. As this goes down, I could grab another piece of wood and throw it on the fire. Just by dropping it in there, she'll fill back up. As we're waiting for the cooked food, down here you can see heat of the fire helps you warm. There's also another little thing you can do. As long as you don't have certain negative stacks, I think if you have too much radiation or certain negative effects, this will not work. But if I use 0 on the numpad... Surprise, guys. So, small issue. Recording cut out when I was making this, and I was just explaining that if you sit on the ground, and as long as you don't have any negative effects, you'll get a stamina boost. It doesn't have to be next to a campfire. It can be other places. You just can't have too many negatives or certain negative perks, and you're able to get that stamina boost. And here's a little recipe that somebody posted in my Discord for ways to get increased amounts of stamina and for it to last longer over time. But yeah, so back to the video. So now I got my stamina boost, and we're just gonna continue on, and I'm gonna redo what we got here. Demon pigeon. I don't even know. Whatever. So let's just pick up where I left off. So once we get our stamina boost, we're gonna run down here to the water tower. I'm like paranoid now, like making sure I'm actually recording this. Once we get to the water tower, we're gonna use the key in our inventory that Vladimir Lynch gave us. I was also talking about premium and how powerful premium is. So if you can hit L to use a match to light, let there be light. It's not very effective, but yeah, so it works. Yeah, so if you're a new player and you're using premium, it's gonna really help you rank up quickly and unlock better perks for your character. If you're not sure you want to continue to play this game, then you can play it for free, but using premium out of the gate will really help you rank your character up pretty quickly. So if you do get into the game, I would definitely pick it up and use it. There's different ways to get premium depending on what your budget is, but it's how the game makes its money to stay in operation. So if you want to continue to play the game and support it, I would say, hey, it's not free to run servers and to do R&D. So all right, we're going to continue on through this tunnel until we basically hit a dead end, which is those bars, which forces us to turn left. And then when I get up here to this intersection, I can go to that ladder or turn left. Right next to this fire would be the TOZ that I'm holding, but I already picked it up. So now that we have collected our TOZ, we'll continue on to this ladder. Not all ladders are interactable. That was an update that was added later in development. So some ladders you can climb, some ladders you can't. If you walk up to it and it says, press F to climb, then obviously it's one of the ones we can climb. Once we get in here to the warehouse, we'll be able to look around for some stashes and find ammo for our shotgun. Stashes will be pretty obvious. They'll have a white ring around them. Sure, I'll find at least one. There we go. There's a pile of trash in the back of this truck. So when I come up to it, it says trash. It's got like this white glow around it with a little gear symbol, and I can interact. Now, these stashes appear at random in different areas, and what's inside of them also appears at random. There's a stash over there. I recognize this box. Interact with this. And in our skill tree, we can actually level up how fast we open these stashes and our chances, our luck of finding better items inside the stashes is all done in the character tree. Okay, so we're looking for stashes, and the purpose of coming here, we get our ammo out of this box, so we'll get 20 slugs out of that box. For our shotgun, it's fractional reloading. We'll reload it, and in our perk tree right here is manually change speed, so we can load. If you get something like a Mossberg where you got to load one shell at a time, you'll be able to load that Mossberg faster using that perk. Another trash pile. Stashes are very useful, and we can find a couple things. I'm wondering if I'll get... So I found a spark plug in that warehouse earlier when I was picking up the shotgun and not realizing I wasn't recording. We're going to want to hold on to all of this stuff that we find, because everything is useful and comes into play at some point. Over here, we'll usually come across some trash. There must... So that distortion probably means that there is a anomaly on the other side of that wall. Black trash bags usually spawn over there. A locker usually spawns here. Sometimes we'll find some cardboard box stashes here. Another spark plug. Excellent. Hold on to spark plugs. You will need them. Oh, and that quickly at a garbage pile. Some ammo and a car med kit. All right. Talked about loading out the hot bars before, but let's actually do that right now. So down here, we're gonna take... I always do drop a car med kit in slot number 4 is where I like to keep it. And then I put food over here, water here, and then we'll do anti-rad there, bandage here. And this is just my preference, you know, and then I'll have antidotes here. And then I can just hit number 4 on the number bar. Character's getting thirsty, and I picked up a little bit of radiation. So I can just hit 0. And as okay, hit 0. So when you get this animation down here, this little loading bar, if you hit escape before that's finished, you can cancel. Like, so if you accidentally use the wrong medication or do something you don't want to do, like burn an energetic or an extra med kit or something like that, you can hurry up and you can cancel that action before it completes. This tunnel is a PvP zone. That's what that little green text prompt on the screen was for. So that means if I see somebody else down here, I could shoot and kill them. This is this beginning tutorial is the only place that PvP is not allowed. Depending on what server you're playing on, if you're on the EU server, people over there, I don't know what their deal is, but they're usually pretty hostile. There's a lot of KOS that goes on. People are really competitive over farming areas. And don't be surprised if you're on the EU server to get taken out on the regular. Hey, look at that, a useful tip down there in the corner. So yeah, if you shoot and your name goes blue, that means that, you know, I'm going to talk about karma bombing here in a second. So let me get up here to Vladimir Lynch's safe zone, and we'll go over karma bombing. Karma bombing is what you do. I'm going to set my auto run, so if I hit enter, you know, while holding W and let go, we can set our escape or W to cancel it out. But right now, if you look over here at my name is the gold color. If I walk into a safe zone, let's see here. So now I'm in a safe zone, and I have this little house symbol. Let me see if I get, and I fire my gun. My gun goes blue, and now that my name is blue, somebody could kill me, or usually base guards will kill me. So like an NPC will, if there was a guard walking around, the guard would kill me since my name is blue. And if you see a player with a blue name tag, you can kill them with no ill effect. Like, you won't get any karma from it. And there's this thing called karma bombing people. That is where, if you're, you know, playing, oh, I got a stash right here. Somebody will come up to you and they'll start shooting at the ground. They won't actually shoot you, but they'll start shooting around you, shooting at the ground, threatening you to try to scare you and get you to shoot them first. And if you shoot them first, your name will turn blue, and then that other person can then kill you without getting any negative karma. We're actually heading over here to this station. Negative karma, if I open up U and I bring up PvP status, so here's our karma level. Once we get up to 200 karma, we'll turn red. Now while we're here, make sure to pick up any flowers you find, especially tansy flowers. Tansy flowers are used later in the game. You can sell them on the board for money. I'll get into what the board is in a little bit, but you can sell them to other players for money. Tansy flowers are used to treat parasite treatment in the Black Forest map, which is a later map in the game. So, and this beginning area here is a really good place to find tansy flowers. So you can make an alt character and just leave the alt character here and run around, collect thousands of tansies, and then, you know, run through to the station, give that to another character, and delete your old character. There's a lot of different ways to kind of game the system. But you don't want to get karma bombed. If your karma gets too high, your name turns red, and you're killed, you can end up in the prison. It's a map that you get sent to that you have to either bribe a guard to get out, which I forget how much it costs to bribe the guard to get out of there. There are different tickets. You can do quests to get these different tickets to get out. Or you can break rocks and carry them around to reduce your karma enough. If you do get in a situation where you got to kill another player and you pick up karma, killing mobs will remove karma, and depending on the size of the mob will depending on how much karma gets removed. So the more mobs you kill, you can take away that karma. This is a water well. It's one of the different designs of water well. Some wells carry fresh water. Some, the water will be toxic. And talk to our station huckster. Alright, he's going to give us different quests. I don't need to trade with him. You can buy ammo and food off of him, but we're going to be out of this map quick enough. I'm not going to need to do any of this kind of stuff. Go over here to the station watchman. Hear this radio playing? You can interact with it and turn it off if you want. It only turns it off for you. It doesn't turn it off for other players. Now, talking to that watchman, he would have gave us a quest, which is in our journal. Find copper wire. And that copper wire you need to find is over here. 3 different locations, 3 different possible stashes. Let's see which one it's in. You're going to find it either in this little old-fashioned radio, this old electronic, which here it is. Got it. Or if it's not there, you'll find it over here. And there's usually like a TV or something in this pile. But there's actually a cardboard box here. Let me grab this stash while I'm here. Oh, damn rats. Now, I could shoot the rat. Something I didn't mention is you can also, there's melee in the game, so I can pull my knife out. And knifing something uses your stamina. If you unequip the knife, then you can physically punch things. So instead of shooting these rats, I could just stab them with my knife. You can stab other players. You can get upgraded knives, do more damage. There's different perks you can get to get resistance to being stabbed or stab damage. Once we get that coil out of the fire, we're going to go back to this watchman. And here we got the coil. We're going to need to disassemble this. It's going to ask us if we're sure we want to disassemble it. But by doing that, we're going to get the quest item that we need. Just got another achievement. You can disassemble different things, like bandages. You can break them down, and you have a chance to get cloth. Brought the copper wire, like you said. That quest is complete. Alright, so we're getting there. We gotta get the... Okay, so Watchman, Huckster, deliver package. Huckster says I need to get Calamus root. Let me go ahead and do tracking for this guy. Real anomalies. We haven't got the MGD yet. But the objective is to get out of this map. To leave, we're going to do the hand cart way to get out, because I find it to be the fastest. There are other ways. You can collect flowers for Vladimir Lynch to get out. But flowers spawn at random, and it's kind of luck of the draw whether you get the flowers or not, or find them. With the Calamus route option that I'm doing, it's guaranteed to, you know, as the quickest path to get out of here. We got to go back to Vladimir Lynch. Just going to run along this road back to him. For sake of time, I'm going to shut up and just fast forward through this part. Alright, now that I've got back to Mr. Lynch and I have talked to him about the quest for the Calamus route, I should get a little bit of update over here. Alright, now we're going to run over here to the swamp house and we're going to pick up our 3 Calamus root, and we have to put them in a pot. We also have to kill 2 dogs and collect 4 ears. And I usually go in order. So... Is that... Oh, you son of a... Yeah, they only show up for a limited amount of time. But... I go in order, so I get the Calamus root first, and then I try to kill the dogs, and then I go get the final Calamus root. Because before there was a big patch last year, these were all separate quests. And if you try to do it out of order, sometimes the first or the last Calamus root doesn't spawn. Alright, so we've run over here to the hole in the fence where the entrance to the swamp is. I like to try to do this stuff in order. So we gotta go find 3 Calamus root. And hopefully I can find them fairly quickly. There's a guy inside the house we can talk to get a quest, but I'm not gonna... I'll get that when I come back. Just gotta... They randomly spawn throughout the swamp. And we'll know them when we see them because there'll be like a little white glow coming off of them. It'll be pretty obvious. Like right there. Got our first one. Found a dog. Alright. Got 2 of our dog ears. Hear a dog coming. I missed. Let me grab that calamus root first. And let's get our final 2 dog ears. Okay, now that we're back here at the swamp house, I'm gonna run in here and talk to the Stalker. Kind of like forces you to. Right. Alright, put our 3 calamus root in here. And then we have to look for a strange looking tree. Usually we can see it from the swamp if it's not too foggy. It's actually straight this way. Where is it? It's like right in this area. I can see it from where I'm standing. It's the only tree that looks like this. Can't miss it once you know what it looks like. Got another stalker over there right now, looking for the root. Hopefully he doesn't pick up my quest item. Yep, there's my calamus root. It should only be visible to me, I think. But upon grabbing that root, we'll turn and then head immediately west. There should be a hole over here in the fence to exit. Yep, there we go. Now run back to Lynch. Alright, now that we're back here at Mr. Vladimir Lynch, the time-consuming part is over with, so we're going to... Here's the thing about the tongue. Got the dog ears, calamus root. Okay. Let's see. We got our tonic, our calamus tonic. Let's go ahead. We should have some perks here. Let's go and do our run speed. Another run speed, and that'll take out all of our points. You guys just gonna stand at Lynch all day? Probably trying to figure out how to play the game. It happens to a lot of people. Alright. I'm gonna fast forward back to... Okay, now that we have run from Lynch back here to the station, I'm gonna go talk to the huckster. Yeah, I got the tonic. Yes, I got the copper wire. He's gonna ask me to get an artifact for him, and I'm gonna have to borrow his MGD. So if I open up my inventory, you see he's given me a MGD prototype. I'm going to equip it. It's going to throw it over here into one of our gadget slots. This is why it's important to have a lot of gadget slots. We're going to right click on it and we're going to click charge, or I believe you can just drag batteries and drag batteries. Yeah. Drag and drop, that works too. Gadget is fully charged. So then we're going to drag our MGD. I'm going to throw it over here into slot 7. Turn it on. I can either right click on it and do turn on, or I can just press number 7. So that's what that's all about. Let's jump. So these train tracks here, we're going to be heading kind of northeast along these train tracks down to the very end. And that's where the anomaly is. Let me just jump to that. Now that we have got down here to the end of the train tracks, we're at the tunnel. You can see some leaves blowing around. And as I get closer to it, I'm going to start to... I'll shut up for a second. But you're not always going to see leaves, and you're not always going to hear noises. But a lot of times you will, and that's a good indicator that you're getting close to an anomaly. If you don't have any kind of detector going usually, if I'm running through a large open grass field, I'll have a rad counter on me, and I'll let the counter, will click. And as you get closer to an anomaly, you'll hear the click start to tally up. So I just kind of use that so I don't have to throw rocks. Throwing rocks, that's how we're going to get this thing to show itself. So as we get closer to it, plus you hear it. It's not real loud right now. But if I throw a rock at it, it will reveal itself and it should make more noise. And there it is. As I get closer to it, this particular one has a distortion effect. Usually the screen distortion only happens if you get close to a black hole anomaly. But I'm going to hit number 7 on my numpad or the number bar. But we got an outer green box and an inner green box. The objective here is we can see that artifact that's inside the anomaly is in this outer box. We're going to inch forward very slowly until this artifact is inside this inner green box, which is the closest that you can possibly get to an anomaly without getting sucked in and damaged. So I just want to inch up, and I can click on that or hit the start button. And then as this pointer moves across, we're going to have to type in numbers that pop up randomly. The prototype here moves very slowly. I always slowly back away from it. We have our artifact here. Okay, I gotta go to the huckster first. And it has started to rain. Brought the artifact you asked for. Okay, I'll give you. Now I gotta give the tonic to the huckster. Should be able to come back to the huckster. I got permission. Give him back his MGD. And now we're going to end up going south to this train tunnel. And that's where the exit is. Now that we're down here at the train tunnel, the official entrance to the zone, we'll talk to our rail card operator. Yes, I have permission. And let's get the hell out of here. So, we have now completed the tutorial, and we are at the first city of Lubitsch. Now, I do not... you're still not going to be able to leave this city. There is a initial quest you have to complete where you got to go around and grab a bunch of jammers to get out of this beginning area. I covered that in a older video. That quest line was not changed, so I'm not going to make a new video going over the jammer quest. I'll just put a link to the other video talking about that, where to pick up basically from leaving off here. Once we're here at the station, this is the first actual part of the zone that you can come and go from, and your friends can play with you at. You can meet up. There's a lot of new players here today. You're going to want to come over and talk to...
Ты выглядишь озабоченным. Что привело тебя на вокзал сегодня? Думаю, все у тебя...
Acid will give you some quests to talk to Mark, but there's a gun dealer, a ammo, clothing trader, there's a medic, or a warehouseman. It's like a vault where you can store things. Bar guy. Make sure you talk to the medic. He's going to give you the quest to get the vaccine from the... let's see. We'll buy some meds. Yeah. To get the vaccine from the... over here where Greek is. There's a vaccine quest you can do for the Red Cross that'll give you a permanent resistance to biological and some other stuff. But yeah, so that's pretty much it. You know, check out the link to the other video. I'll go into more detail about other things. Hope this helps out you new players. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.